Thank you, Mr. Speaker. Calgary is home to the largest diaspora of South Sudanese in Canada. I celebrated with many of my friends in that community as they recognized the independence of their new country, the youngest in the world, formed in 2011. Unfortunately, I now see these same friends struggling, worried about their friends and families as their new country is in the midst of a devastating civil war. In a country of 10 million, 2 million have been displaced from their homes, and 450,000 have fled the country altogether. Currently, it's the second worst refugee crisis in the world. There's widespread sexual violence. In the UN refugee camp in Juba, the capital, 75% of women there have been victims of rape. Ethnic groups are being targeted and people are being pulled from their homes in the night and killed. There is a possibility of genocide. On top of all of this, the UN has now declared a man-made famine. With people fleeing their villages and living in the bush, they are unable to farm and grow food, and they are starving. 2 weeks ago, I was honored to be able to meet with a delegation of leaders from South Sudan that included opposition members from previous government who have been forced to flee the country. They're traveling through Canada, speaking to politicians and community members to raise awareness about the extent of the crisis. Here in Canada, all South Sudanese from both sides of the conflict are working together to advocate for peace in their country, calling on the federal government to support bringing refugees here to Canada and to support the UN intervention in the crisis. I urge people to write to their MP or donate to organizations such as the Relief Organization for South Sudan, which is run by South Sudanese and is working on the ground with the UN to bring humanitarian aid such as food, healthcare, and education to people who need it. Mr. Speaker, most of us cannot imagine living through what is the current reality for those in South Sudan, nor the anguish our fellow Albertans are feeling right now. But we can support them and use our voices to draw attention to the dire situation they are now facing. Thank you.